A story that pulls back the curtain on power, politics, and process. What happens when an elected official is prosecuted? When the justice system meets the press? And when accountability gets entangled with optics? Stay with me. This is a case that, whatever your views, will make you ask, how fair is fair? Meet Letitia James, the Attorney General of New York, a high-profile figure who has taken on the likes of the president and his business empire. She made her mark by pursuing powerful institutions and big names. In 2018, she became New York's Attorney General, and, in the ensuing years, she spearheaded major civil fraud lawsuits, including one that resulted in a historic $500+ million judgment against Donald Trump's real estate business. So when the news broke that she herself was being indicted on federal charges, it sent ripples through the legal world and the political world alike. Here's what the prosecutors allege. In 2020, Letitia James purchased a residence in Norfolk, Virginia. According to the indictment, she signed a document describing that residence as a second home, meaning owner-occupied for her personal use, to obtain more favorable mortgage terms. Instead, prosecutors claim the home was used as a rental property for her grandniece, something that would not qualify under the terms of that rider. The saved benefit? Nearly $19,000 in better loan terms. She has been charged with bank fraud and making false statements to a financial institution. She pleaded not guilty on October 24, 2025. Here's where things get more complex. The investigation into James was preceded by a criminal referral from the Federal Housing Finance Agency, whose head is a close ally of President Trump. And when career prosecutors in the Eastern District of Virginia reportedly concluded the evidence was weak and declined to charge, the interim United States Attorney, Lindsay Halligan, took over and presented the case to the grand jury. In short, a top New York official who sued Trump is now facing federal prosecution overseen by a President Trump-appointed prosecutor, following a referral from a President Trump ally. That layering of politics, legal authority, and optics is what makes this so compelling. Now, let's talk about the motion. After her arraignment, James's legal team sought to compel the prosecutors to maintain a detailed log of all communications with the media. Why? Well, because the defense argued that media interactions, especially around high-profile cases like this, could affect fairness, juror perception, and the integrity of the trial itself. It emerged that Halligan had sent encrypted signal messages, which, by the way, auto-deleted after 8 hours, to a legal media reporter. This raised some serious questions about government press communications. On October 31, 2025, Judge Jamar K. Walker denied the defense motion, seeking to require the U.S. Department of Justice to maintain a detailed media communication log, stating that the defense had not shown sufficient grounds for such an order. However, he directed both parties to observe a standard litigation hold to preserve relevant communications and evidence. So, what does all this mean? Well, it really underscores prosecutorial discretion. The government doesn't have to keep special records about their contacts with the media unless the court finds some extraordinary reason to require it. But it also raises questions about transparency and fairness. You've got the defense claiming media influence is a problem, while prosecutors insist that the normal rules are enough. Ultimately, this highlights the intersection of media, justice, and politics. Especially in sensitive cases, who controls the narrative can really matter. First up, transparency and fairness. The defense argued that without oversight of press communications, the narrative could end up being shaped in ways that actually disadvantage the accused. But the ruling comes down to this: we trust the usual rules. That's a pretty clear signal, for this case, and for future ones, that courts might be reluctant to micromanage how prosecutors handle their media relations. Second, let's talk about prosecutorial strategy and optics. This wasn't just any case. We're talking about a current state attorney general who's gone after Trump, and now finds herself indicted in a federal case that was publicly encouraged by Trump and his allies. That's the backdrop for this whole media log motion. And experts are saying the indictment itself is actually pretty weak, calling the alleged benefit minuscule by typical standards. Third, precedent. If she had succeeded in forcing a media log, other defendants might use that mechanism in politically sensitive prosecutions. The denial may chill that route. The case is set for trial on January 26, 2026. Pre-trial motions are ongoing. James's team is challenging Halligan's appointment, arguing potential procedural defects and selective prosecution motivations. Meanwhile, both sides are mobilizing, the prosecutors gathering evidence and the defense digging into process, motive, press record, and communications. So, when we circle back to the media log ruling, it's not an isolated detail, it's a micro-battle in a much bigger war over justice, political accountability, and institutional integrity. This is more than a legal procedure. It's a test of faith in systems. Do we believe that high-stakes prosecutions will run on substance, not on spectacle? Do we trust that governmental power will be wielded even-handedly, especially when politics swirl? And in a world of leak culture, cryptic messages, and encrypted platforms, what role does the media play as amplifier, watcher, or participant? This ruling may look like a simple procedural denial, but it resonates far beyond. It speaks to power, process, and public trust. If you found this breakdown useful, please do like, share, and subscribe. It helps the channel reach more people who care about how power and justice interact. Also, drop a comment. What do you think? Is this an example of justice served or justice deferred? Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.